Hey everybody, welcome back to Fantasy Overwatch Underground, your off-season one-stop shop for rookie analysis at way too detailed a level, where you get mediocre analysis and low-quality production value. And you know what? I see you guys in the comments saying, that's kind of depressing that you say that. But you got to embrace it. That's what this channel's about. It's about mediocrity and being just a little bit better than the commenters on social media platforms. Once we're better than those guys, we've hit our goal. I hope you're here and ready to enjoy continued progress through Chinese contenders. And in case you have two eyeballs, you can see that this is going to be a fruity debate today. One to go through, one pineapple, most recently from Billy Gaming, a very talented hitscan and flanker player who will be joining the Hangzhou Spark in 2021. Not so excited about the landing spot, pretty excited about the player. And as you've seen in the background here, he has a bit of a mean Hanzo, where he's taken a little bit of advantage of former T1 winner, C-Wave? I can't remember what team he's on. I've seen him around. He's a very experienced and also a quality player. And you may know and love my Kaylee. Definitely shown he's head and shoulders above these two. But let's dig into some stiffer competition and watch some 2020 and 2021 footage. Let's go. My journey in watching and analyzing Pineapple started in 2020, where he was playing alongside Molanran on T1W. You may recognize a few of his teammates, Hybe, Molanran, and Silver 3. Unfortunately, Pineapple was not of age and could not join our wonderful 2021 Los Angeles Valiant, but you know, maybe that's better in the end. He will get his chance to join Overwatch League here in 2022. So, in this particular clip, we do see Pineapple killing off Winter with a headshot, taking down the opposing Billy Gaming Tracer player. He takes down Yahoo, and then you can see he's kind of got my Kaylee stuck in the stairwell here. And what I like here, for me, this is a Shy-esque kind of play. Although this happened before we saw Shy in 2021 Overwatch League. But it's a player who has extremely good vision on the Ashe. Now, it doesn't necessarily carry forward onto all of his heroes, but I love that he's able to output a lot of damage while still zoning out my Kaylee on the Ashe. So as we get back into his point of view, we don't see him off-screen kill Winter, but, you know, he's out here pumping out some serious damage, taking down Yahoo, and a very effective dynamite usage with my Kaylee in there, and it forces my Kaylee back into the stairwell. So even though he's not currently damaging my Kaylee, essentially taking him out of the fight. And then when he is approached, he forces out the recall on Winter once more, and another headshot. I guess that one's a body shot on him to back up. Don't want to give him too much credit. Body shot, kill, and then as soon as my Kaylee pokes out, really nice headshot to close that one down. So it's what he does. It's the damage that he's doing, but it's also about the zoning that he's doing as well. He's just outplaying my Kaylee on this one. And we didn't quite get to see the behind the scenes scrim god, my Kaylee, you know. But if once again, if you watch this channel, watch the last video, you know I'm a fan of my Kaylee's play, specifically on just the Ashe. So Pineapple here, outclassing my Kaylee in 2020 contenders. Still in 2020, you may or may not be familiar with Billy was actually playing Runaway in the 2020 Pacific Gauntlet, and their only win actually was this matchup against Runaway, and that was very much in part based on Pineapple's play. So Pineapple looked better than Merit on the Tracer. And, you know, Merit isn't exactly known for being a Tracer player, but was very impressed with the way that Pineapple carried himself in this particular series. Even though they didn't win a lot of other matches, they were very competitive. And in this particular case, I think he's making his own case that he's a very solid Tracer player. Now, you saw in my last video, he's outclassed by Aprita, his own teammate Alphayi, the better Tracer player. But if you're asking me, well, you know, he's going to the Spark. Is his Tracer better than Shy's? You know what? I think so. We'll see if that actually means anything. But I do think he's a very capable player on Tracer, and that was established, you know, over a year ago when he was playing in the Pacific Gauntlet and looking pretty solid in that tournament. Moving forward into 2021, you know, he's on Billy Gaming, And they very much had a lot of back and forth with Team Chaser in both series of finals in Season 1 and Season 2. Clearly the two best teams. And Pineapple had a role where he played both flanker and hitscan. And his tracer, when he was on the hero, he was no slouch. Very accurate pulse bombs and just good backline harassment in general. Now, I'm not really going to say like, oh, he's only good at Ashe and he's bad at McCree, but I've definitely seen him look a little bit more comfortable on the Ashe than the McCree. His hit scan capabilities are good. I don't think he is going to jump into the league and be any kind of elite tier hit scan right out of the gate. I don't think he's that kind of talent. Even if you would have asked me, I was very questionable on Shy. Now, Shy quickly demonstrated that. But, I'm looking at, mid-tier hit scan level play. Not bad, not great. And in this particular clip on McCree, his target prioritization is a little bit iffy. So after the big shatter goes down, he does take down Late Young. He's wasting some time here on Young Xiaolong trying to hit a very difficult to hit target. Now he's using the window, which I can't complain about too much. But, he definitely wastes a solid amount of time trying to kill a Sombra that didn't really need killing or have too much bearing on the fight. I guess you could say, there was a shatter, big deal, the fight was won. But wasting time and effort, don't love to see it. All in all, though, I'm not here to say his McCree's bad. His McCree's very good. Jumping ahead to Season 2, we see Pineapple busting out the Sombra. And once again, just a smart player. Good use of his left click here. He takes down Kyo basically single-handedly. And, this is a little bit more so Lengsa's fault than anything. I feel like Lengsa should probably be escorting his Zenyatta a little bit more closely, but I watch this kind of play and I'm like, this is, when you have a plat player joining gold games or a diamond player joining plat games, they find places where they can get value and they take advantage of it. So overall, Pineapple with the nice Sombra play there. Separately on Dorado, but still on the Sombra, he's not afraid to take a little bit of a lip EMP where he solo EMPs X-Ray. If we go back and see, nothing remarkable about this play other than, X-Ray jumps in, he has Primal, and I think EMPing is the right call there because they get into a situation where they're against Primal, Grab, and Rally, and based on getting the 6v5 advantage, they're able to win the team fight, and they even burn out the Grab and the Rally. So a huge turnaround here from Billy Gaming. That was thanks to a lip EMP type play where, very simple, gets just the one, but it's the right timing, and it's exactly what the team needed. Maybe it's just a simple lucky he got the EMP and they won a 6v5, but it could also be a very, very smart, hey, here's the situation we're working with. Here's the ult disadvantage that we have, and here's how we can turn this around with the EMP. So love it. His Sombra isn't something that I'm ready to say this is, elite tier. To be fair, I provide mediocre analysis. I'm not going to be able to tell you the exact difference between Sombras. For me, it's very difficult to see, but I'm here to say that I think he's a very, very competent Sombra player. In that same series, Season 2, he did have a short window of time on the Ashe where he was uncontested. Neither Aprita nor Kaneki on the opposing Team Chaser were on hit-scan heroes that could contest him directly. And when he got some breathing room, he absolutely wrecked on the Ashe. I think this is his signature or trademark hero from what I've seen. Love his Ashe play, just extremely dangerous. And anytime, he got some space, he made it work. Now, he was frequently harassed and did often have other hitscan players in Aprita playing against him. When you're looking at straight up hitscan versus hitscan, I think he matches very well with Aprita as far as natural ability. His tracer is far behind Aprita's, but if you're looking at pure hitscan, that's generally the level that I'd place him. Below Shy, above, or equal to Aprita. I look at other players picked up in the region like Develop, and I might do a video on Develop later, even though he's not technically a rookie, but I would take Pineapple's hitscan over Develop's, even though I also think Develop is a very competent player. One last quick Ashe play, because what counters a tracer better than Ashe? Well, if it's not Pineapple and headshots, I don't know what is. So we see Aprita doing all the right things, harassing, and sometimes doing all the right things isn't good enough when you're playing against a player like Pineapple. Beautiful turnaround, and a little bit hard to assess since we don't have his exact POV, but he turns around as he's taking damage, and that's a really quick headshot in my books. So we regularly see those pretty nice plays. I guess it's a body shot, not a headshot to be exact, but really nice play from Pineapple there. So what does all this mean? We've seen him look good on Ashe, seen him look good on McCree. I didn't have any Widow clips, but he's also a very solid Widow. And from Kenobi on stream, he says he's a good to great Widowmaker. We've seen him with a good variety of other heroes. He plays Soldier, Symmetra, Hangzhou, and that's a pretty solid list of heroes to go in. He's got 2 years of high-level experience, playing in the Gauntlet, playing at the top level of Chinese contenders against many other OWL-capable players. He's got a strong resume, and I think that makes him very much a good pickup going into Overwatch League. My problem here is he's going to the Spark. And if we pull up that roster, where is this guy going to play? They've got Shy, who arguably is one of the best Hitscan players in the league as far as raw ability. His strongest hero, probably Ashe. Well, same with Pineapple. Widowmaker, I'm probably going to go with Shy. You look at, they picked up Alphayi, and that will probably be the next video to come out. Alphayi has an extremely aggressive and mechanically strong tracer play. And so if I'm going pound for pound tracers, I'd probably take Alphayi over Pineapple. And then, not to mention you have Architect sitting back there who can kind of fill whatever you need and, has that depth of hero pool on the projectile with the ability to flex over to, we've seen him play Tracer even a long time ago, Widow. He's got that capability to fill holes where it needed to. So I look at Pineapple and I don't really see where he gets a ton of playing time on this team, despite being a very good player. We'll get more into Alphayi here in the near future. He's a very, very, very aggressive player. And I think if you're looking for somebody to support Shy rather than needing resources, that might be the niche where Pineapple fits on this roster and he's able to better support Shy. But once again, if we assume strong coaching and assume rational decisions made in that regard, I feel like the highest ceiling that you have is with Shy and probably with Alphayi, unless if Architects can somehow capture his old form, which I'm a little bit skeptical of, but in his own right, he's still a very solid player. So when it comes down to it, I really like Pineapple as a player. I don't like his fit into this roster, and I don't see him being a major contributor towards the Spark. That said, if things go sideways, which they very well could, he's very much a solid rock that the team could lean on in what I think would end up being a less than ideal situation for them, or a little bit of a mediocre result, granted the peak that they can reach with some of their other players at certain positions. So I suppose a little bit of a long closing there on Pineapple to say I'm bummed out that I don't love the situation that he's in, but if you're looking for a solid player, you could do much worse than, I don't know, to come up with a good nickname for Pineapple here. Fruitman doesn't feel like it does him justice, so I'll be thinking on this one. If you got some good suggestions for nicknames, I feel like there's got to be some for Pineapple, so throw them my way. Hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed watching Pineapple, and as always, let me know if you have specific players that you want reviewed. I'm reading your comments, and I will try to get through these as quickly as possible, especially during some downtime over the holidays. Have a good one, everyone. Talk to you soon.